She used to go by Southern Pride, Cherry Blossom Special on TikTok. And then come to find out that she became a traitor.
And still sat in the lives.
And still sat, even after she knew that even after she knew that we were served with the lawsuit, she would still come and join in the live streams, knowing that she turned her back on us and gave up our information, whatever she could. She had no shame in coming to come into the live streams. Descarada. That's what I call people like this. Descarada. No shame. And I'll read what was sent. I'll read what was sent over to KK. So KK got a message that says, I'm going to take you back in time to April 2024. That's when the lawsuit went into, es una soplona. Yeah. Es una soplona. So back in April 2024 is right around when the lawsuit was filed on the Mexican homie one account and 3 other individuals on TikTok. They went all the way to California to file this lawsuit because TikTok headquarters is in California. They try to get us for defamation and slander, and we knew that the case was a bogus lawsuit. It was a frivolous lawsuit. They were trying to get us to shut up. It didn't work. We kept on going. But SP, in order to save her ASS, she ended up contacting Dax Emery back in April of 2024. Okay, Mrs. Rangel. She turns into a whole traitor, a backstabbing, conniving individual. I got you, SP, because now I'm bringing awareness on your ASS, and I'm going to put everything out there. Mark my words. Watch and see. Let me continue with the message. What everyone doesn't know is that SP reached out to Josh. Josh was was Dax Emery's best friend. So Josh was Dax Emery's best friend, and SP reached out to Josh wanting to talk to Dax. After some back and forth, SP and Dax finally spoke on the phone. So SP, you and Dax Emery you were having conversations over the phone? You backstabbing, you know what? Backstabbing POS. How dare you? We had your back all the way. We stood 10 toes down with you. And you go and you betray people so you could avoid being in a lawsuit. You're a POS. Let's continue with the message. It says SP and Robert were in some legal problems with the IRS, and she was worried about Dax adding her name to his defamation lawsuit. So SP, you and I guess you're not your hubby, your boyfriend, whatever it is, were in some legal problems with the IRS. And you were worried that Dax was going to add your name to the defamation lawsuit. I thought you were this big Billy Bad ASS that was not scared of anything, and you know you stood You stood on business. I guess not. I guess not. You struck a deal. You struck a deal with Dax Emery. She struck a deal with Dax that he would leave her name off the lawsuit, which originally had 7 TikTok users. There was only 4 named. SP agreed to give the Mexican homies names and phone numbers along with Mrs. Homie and their location in exchange for her name not being listed. You dirty ass B. And I'm not gonna cuss. You dirty B. How dare you? How dare you sit there and give up our information so you could avoid being in a lawsuit? Dax tried to sue us. Dax Emery tried to sue us. The lawsuit was dismissed. But for you to give up information on us, this is SP used to be part of the allegedly in the awareness. You're a traitor. We stood 10 toes down with you at all times, and this is the thanks we get. You made an agreement with Dax Emery to give up our names, phone numbers, Mrs. Homie's information according to the message and location in exchange for that way you wouldn't be added to a lawsuit. You're conniving, and your day's coming. Your day is going to come on over here on this platform. Your day is going to come. Yeah, Lint Liquor, there was a lot. You're dirty. Let me finish with the message. She completely ratted out Homie and his wife along with shenanigans. Sorry if I misspelled her name. SP was feeding Dax all the victims' names that came forward and contacted a few of them pretending to be you. Dax has lawyered up and has a court case pending, but bottom line, SP was the one who doxed the Mexican homie's phone number and location. So SP was feeding. So the victims that were coming into the live stream, coming forward, and they were in the comments, and they were victims of Dax Emery's and what was going on. SP was giving the information over to Dax Emery, giving them their TikTok usernames. That way Dax Emery could go after the victims and scare them and put fear into them. So SP was a moderator, but then she was also feeding information over to Dax Emery. How dare you? Well, SP, you don't even know what's to come your way. Mark my words, and I am a man of my word. You don't know what's coming your way. Because you know I dig real deep. And I'm going to dig so deep and find out where you're at, you traitor, you POS. I'm coming for you. You don't even know what's to come. I know you're on YouTube. You don't know what's to come because you know how we roll over here. And I will mark my words. You're such a POS that I can't stand. I can't stand somebody that we stood 10 toes down with. And this is the things that we get. Nah, I'm sorry, but this is not happening. I'm going to find a way to take down your YouTube account too. Go ahead, Mrs. Homie.
You dirty fucking bitch. You dirty bitch. Not only did you sit here and act like you had somebody's back and act like you were true. Oh, and that you were so gangster, you knew what snitching meant. You ain't nothing but a dirty ass hoe. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find who your pimp is, hoe. And you know what? You're gonna get all that's coming to you. All our people that you fucked over, all our people that you stepped on, Then you put out my information, knowing the life that I go through. You fucking whore. It's coming for you, bitch.
You're about to get us shut down. Sorry, everybody. That is Mrs. Homie. I had to calm her down before she got us shut down. No, I didn't get a warning, anybody. I just, Mrs. Homie, no matter if TikTok hits us, TikToks will hit us. Now, I'm going to do my due diligence. Yeah, Mrs. Rangel, you know, I just, everybody trusted her. Everybody stood with her. And when we finally backed away, for certain reasons on our end.
Kids, and we don't fucking talk about kids. That's why we backed away. Because she's fucking dirty. She couldn't be a mother to her own kids, but want to talk about other kids?
You heard it from Mrs. Homie. Mrs. Homie's in the background, and Mrs. Homie's pissed off. Mrs. Homie's so heated right now, you don't even know what's to come. KK, how much so far has been accounted for as what she's took money on the back end? Do you mind coming in a box? Yeah, even when we walked away, hey sugar, even when we walked away from her, we never talked bad about her. Even when we walked away. Hey KK. Go ahead, KK.
Okay, so roughly, so that what we've received so far, it's over $20,000. And this is like Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, things like that. So including gifts, it's over $23,000, and that's just gifts from like June, July to December. But back end stuff off the app, over $20,000. And this is proven. Like, I've seen receipts. This is proven. $20,000.
So 20,000 plus.
Yep.
20,000 plus, and when Mrs. Homie called me over when you were live streaming and you started reading out the message, I was all like, "What? Why would she do that when we stood 10 toes down with her and we never talked bad about her? Even when we walked away from her, I didn't know that she betrayed us and was giving up our information."
Oh, and and of course, I mean, and you guys probably know, I had no idea either, or else I would have told you, because that's not like, I don't know, I'm baffled right now at that email. Like, I had no idea until tonight, all of that stuff that was said. And she was just pretending like nothing was wrong. Just like you said, still being in your box, still being a part of this community. And, you know, she had us block Dax's name in her live chat, like in her live comments. She had us block Dax's name. And I'm pretty sure that's probably why.
And I went for your fucking ass too, you big mouth bitch!
Period.
And if I find out that 954 was also involved in this, mark my words, whoever was involved in all this with giving up information and stuff, because they didn't want to be part of a lawsuit. First of all, SP was never going to be named in that lawsuit. She was never going to be named in the lawsuit. So why does she have to turn her back on us and start giving away information? That's a traitor. That's somebody that, somebody that is dropping dimes on people. How dare you, SP? How dare you drop dimes? And you talked about, being this Billy Bad ASS, and you did time and this and that, and we shared our story. When we shared our story with the community, SP was there, and we let everybody in SP's community, our community, know what I went to prison for, how many times I went to prison, and she does this craziness to us.
This bitch knows I'm sick. This bitch knows I'm fucking dying. And she goes and runs her fucking lip and takes fucking people's personal information and shares it.
It's because she only looks out for herself. And that's something, unfortunately, that I had to learn the hard way. And so many people have told me their stories, and it's unbelievable. I'm genuinely at a loss for words about all of the messages and the stories that people have contacted me with, letting me know how they were done. And of course, the things that I've personally seen. She's been around for a long time, but I don't think people always surprise me. This is genuinely a shock. And that's why I completely ignored my live for a couple minutes to go through and read this and to verify that I could share that information, because it was such a shock. It was such a shock to me. Why would you do that to the very people who have stood 10 toes down for you, gotten people's boxes and defended you, made enemies because of you? It's devastating. It's devastating.
And when you were reading out the message, I was all like, what? Why would she do that? She went and betrayed me and Mrs. Homie, thinking that, oh well, because we have problems with the IRS, well, not me and Mrs. Homie, but her, SP, and her boyfriend or whatever, had problems with the IRS, that don't add me to your defamation lawsuit, Dax Emery, but I'll start giving up information. You're a whole rata. You're a rata. That's what you are, SP. And if for the people that don't know what ratas are, she's a whole rat. She's a snitch over there, diming out and doing all that.
Absolutely, Holly. Oh, and yes, to clarify, yeah, that $20,000 in behind the, that's just from 2024. If I included 2020.
Let me put her picture back up. And I think it was when Mrs. Homie went off on her.
I'm sorry.
No, we can't be stopped. No, there's no stopping us. Even if even if the other account goes down for a week, that gives me enough time to get my ducks in a row and start bringing awareness on SP on our side. That gives us a week to get everything put together. Yeah, we were talking about SP, and I'll read the message for the ones that were not there. You're welcome, SP's Roadhouse, road to the, give us a week. If we lose that other account for a week, I'm not worried about it. It gives us a week to get everything. She used to go by Cherry Blossom Special on TikTok. Her account is still there, but she's over on YouTube, which we're going to work on that. You passed 3 scammers on your way back? Okay. Oh, here comes KK. All right. Hey, KK.
Yeah. Hey, for those who's asking, it's ISYBW 5061 was her YouTube channel, and then ISY or ICU Beautiful Broken Warrior on TikTok, Cherry Blossom Special 007 on TikTok, Southern _ Pride 007, and then Phoenix _ Rising 007.
That was her, Monica. Carrie, are you sure it was her that you seen on TikTok today? Carrie70 said, I saw her on TikTok today. Well, are you sure? Okay, Grandma Life.
Yes. Yes, Sue, this is the one I was talking about.
So it wasn't UKK that Mrs. Homie went up, and then I knew it was going to get shut down. I knew it, but it's okay. She has another one.
Oh, yeah, Mind at Play. And then she also has like a super secret one. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a picture of a leaf.
They're going to send you the other account name. Grandma Life is going to send you the other. But yeah, like I said, if the other account is down for a week, that gives me enough time to start gathering what I need to gather and start bringing awareness on SP and you know, the amount of money that she's received on the back end, everything that she's done. And I'm going to find it, everything and anything on her. This is SP, somebody that turned her back on us and started giving up information to somebody that was trying to sue us on TikTok.
While she was still actively being a moderator.
Yeah, she was a moderator for us, and then she was always in the boxes still. I just can't believe that that's the length that she went to just to avoid being being named in a lawsuit. Because I wasn't scared at all. I was like, bring it, Dax Emery. I was like, bring it. And that's how my feeling was all the way, even still to this day. And when I found out that the case was dismissed, I was like, I knew it. It was a frivolous lawsuit. They had no legal standing.
Glenn, I don't think that's the same person. SP doesn't work.
No, SP doesn't work at all. She's just...
She does. She works at Lot Vision.
Yeah, Mrs. Homie, you can't be... You're about to take us down on this one, too. Okay, so I'll read the message again for the ones that missed it. American Girl, yeah. She was on a TikTok live stream when she got arrested. So this is the message. I'm going to take you back in time to April 2024 when the Mexican Homie was covering I Am Emery, or Dax Brooks Emery. SP was a moderator at that time and was assistant homie exposing Dax. What everyone doesn't know is that SP reached out to Josh. Josh is Dax Emery's best friend. Wanted to talk to Dax. After some back and forth, SP and Dax finally spoke on the phone. SP and Robert were in some legal problems with the IRS, and she was worried about Dax adding her name to his defamation lawsuit. She struck a deal with Dax that he would leave her name off the lawsuit, which originally has 7 TikTok users. When the lawsuit was all filed and everything was said and done, there was 4 names on that. It was the Mexican Homie, Shenanigans, and 2 other individuals. SP agreed to give the Mexican Homie's names and phone number along with Mrs. Homie and their location in exchange for her name not being listed. She completely ratted out Homie and his wife along with Shenanigans. Sorry if I misspelled her name. SP was feeding Dax all the victims' names that came forward and contacted a few of them pretending to be you. Dax has lawyered up and has a court case pending, but bottom line, SP was the one who doxed the Mexican Homie's phone number and location. And that lawsuit has been thrown out. That lawsuit has been thrown out. And it was completely dismissed. And the thing about this whole thing is, you know, when somebody does that and you've had their back, we never talked bad about her, even when we stepped away from her, even when we did everything that we did. We never We never talked bad about her. And then this is when KK received this email or message and was sharing it with on a live stream. And Mrs. Homie called me over and said, listen to this. Yes, I am very disgusted by this behavior. I am. Because we stood 10 toes down with her the whole time. But this is...
And I did...
Go ahead,
I did
KK.
just send you another screenshot of an email that I got. Amber, I'm pretty sure the right people know where she's at. I'm pretty sure I know where she's at. So they got, I think the authorities, the right people know where she's at. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
She's
I got
not in
your other,
Texas.
I got your other email. You want me to read it?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. And this other email that was sent to KK says SP was worried when the lawsuit first came out, and with generic usernames listed, it sent her into panic mode. That's when she originally began to contact Dax Emery. The victims are the main concern. She contacted several of them and scared them away for Dax. No victims, no crimes. And if that's what she was really doing, she was scaring away the victims. That's crazy work. For her to be doing that to victims of Dax Emery, that's crazy. Why do that? Knowing that people go through things. Why are you going to sit there and go after the victims, SP?
No. And someone messaged me and they said, do you think she got money from Dax? This is my personal opinion. This is my opinion. Yes, I absolutely do think she got money from Dax Emery.
I think she did get paid off. I think she did get paid.
Because whenever the lawsuit was filed, you took a step back, right? So that gave her an opportunity. Like, the victims weren't able to like come and talk about it or whatever. So that gave her an opportunity to talk with these people, because she takes screenshots, she screen records, everything, literally everything. So she probably got those names and, either herself or somebody else reached out to her, because she probably reaches out to people on backup accounts that nobody knows. So, because she always says she doesn't reach out to people like that. So she probably does it on backup accounts.
I believe it. And it says in part of the email that you received, we thought you were helping her, but she definitely had another woman helping her. If not, you maybe will know who. SP has some info on Homie because Dax was excited about the info she gave him. From my understanding, Dax was waiting to get legal names to refile the lawsuit. And even at that, she never got my legitimate name anyways. So, you know what? He could refile all he wants. His lawsuit will remain frivolous and bogus. It says more to come. By the way, SP and Richard were served by the IRS owing over $20,000 in back taxes. So I don't care if Dax Emery refiles, because I still stand 10 toes down that I'm not scared of him in his lawsuits. I don't, that doesn't bother me. That clown could go and refile and I would stand 10 toes down. I wouldn't need a lawyer. I would go in there and tear him up. But SP, you're dirty and conniving.
Dora, I seen that you just came in, and yes, Dora, we are being led to believe that SP absolutely did share whatever information she knew about Homie and Miss Homie at the time to Dax Emery while she was still currently a mod. This is the information that was sent to me tonight, like literally not too long ago.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, she turned on us, Dora, after...
Oh, you dirty bitch. Oh, man.
Yep. This is brand new information. We're just finding out tonight.
So you gonna sit up in somebody's face and turn around and hand their information off to people? Or have you lost your damn mind?
Yeah, she gave
While
up
she
my.
was still a mod for Homie.
Oh no, Mrs. Homie. See now,
And this is the problem. This is the problem.
And you remember we had this conversation, homie, about around that time that all those bots and shit were coming in. You remember that day?
Yeah. Yeah, and I started getting weird messages, right? Just random, on my phone. I did end up getting a few random messages.
So meanwhile, she's going to smile up in your face and be up in your boxes and pretend to be your friend and do all this messy shit and turn around and sell your information off to people. That's low as fuck, SP. You are dirty. Dirty as hell. Because I'm going to tell you what, if anybody stood with your ass, it was SP and KK. I mean, it was Homie and KK and Mrs. Homie.
We never talked when we stepped away. We
You
stepped
never
away.
talked about it. Hell, I didn't even know you stepped away.
Yeah, we stepped away a long, long time ago, and we never spoke bad about her. We kept it moving, bringing awareness and stuff. We never spoke ill of her, but then come to find out that she sold us out. So
I
she
was
wouldn't be
in the
involved.
live where somebody was talking to you about her and you never spoke ugly about her. You said, well, if it's true, then I will deal with it then. You never said that because you hadn't saw any evidence of anything at that time. I remember the live that was held. I can't remember where it happened, but it was here somewhere. And SP, you are dirty as hell. These people rode hard for you. They called you a friend. They sat with you. You sat up in their boxes, smiling up in their face. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and
That's a low fucking blow. Pardon my mouth. That's disgusting to me.
and then to be we still had her as a moderator. When we finally stepped away, she was no longer a moderator. But this whole time, she has sold us out and was still a moderator sitting there just laughing in our faces.
And handed your information off to people.
Yep. And handed our information.
You are disgusting. Disgusting for that. Because let me tell you, KK rode extremely hard. KK had your back when nobody had your ass. Homie had your back. Mrs. Homie had you. They sat up in boxes with you and listened to the bullshit for hours, and you called yourself a friend to them. Meanwhile, you're going to sell their information off to people and dox them to people. Are you fucking kidding me? You're disgusting. You're disgusting.
And now it makes me wonder, when all that stuff was going on with Gordo Loco, he offered $500 to the person who would makes the gears turn. It makes my gears turn.
It does, because now that all this is coming out, and he put a $500 reward out there, maybe she is the one that gave information to Gordo Loco. And I believe that Dax Emery did pay her off. Hey, Ryan Ray.
Hi, Mr. Homie. Hi, Mrs. Homie.
Are you
Oh, I'm so
sick?
pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Hopefully
It's, I have 2 grandkids in public school, so that's a that's a germ fest as it is, but I'm okay. I'm tough. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. She will do anything for money. She is a trifling, shady, dirty rat. KK knows I used to be a mod for her. Rammer used to be a mod for her. G Unit was a mod for her. She doesn't know what a friend is. I mean, let's be honest, and I don't normally like to talk about people's children, but they are all grown. She didn't take care of any of hers. So I don't think she has even a soul, honestly. I know, I don't know if you know this, but when I first started watching you, she was your moderator, and she's the one that originally blocked me from your page. She blocked me, she blocked Rammer, she blocked a bunch of people that used to sit with her. I don't know if you remember that when I first had messaged you
Yes.
to see if you would unblock me. And I didn't want, you seem like a very smart man, and I was like, he'll either figure it out on his own or she will do something to screw this up too, because that's just who she is. I didn't want to start any unnecessary drama with you not really knowing me at all. But yeah.
And we walked away. We had our reasons for walking away. Mrs. Homie named one of them, her going after people's children and talking about children. And that's something that we don't do. So we decided it was time to step away, and she was unmodded and all that. But we still never talked bad about her. We kept it moving and doing awareness. And then when KK was putting out this message that KK received, I was all like, what? Why would she sold us out? She's a sellout.
She'll continue to do it. She's just,
Because you remember, homie, you couldn't remember who gave your information or how he found your information. Well, there you go. It's through her. You dirty bitch.
mm-hmm.
And Ryan Ray, since you're up here, I will say, and I told Gina earlier and several others, I don't know if I ever said anything bad about you per se, but if I did, I'm sorry. I talked a lot of crap about people that I didn't really know based off of the information I was given by her. But I mean, we've been mutuals for a while, so I don't think I did. But just in case, I do apologize.
Yeah. No, I know for a little while there, people were like, I don't understand why KK's still sitting with her. Cause you seem like a really nice person. But in my mind, I was like, eventually everybody will see her for who she truly is, because she's just always, now she's one of the first people I met when I got on TikTok, and I was, attracted to the whole DV thing because I am a DV survivor. So that's how I initially got started being friends with her and everybody over there. This was way, way, way back. So I didn't mod for her when she started doing that fuck shit, talking about people's kids and stuff. She wasn't doing that. But what had happened was the whole thing happened with her and G Unit, and I was friends with both of them. I was a mod for him and a mod for her. And it was this big catastrophe over $20, and it was bullshit. I definitely believed his story, not hers. But then, I don't know if you remember beautifully talented Jen, who's also a good friend of ours. Her house had burned down. She barely got out alive, where her kids and her animals, 2 of her animals actually passed in the fire. It just started and it lit up quick. She literally didn't make it out. And that woman came on the next day and said that was her karma for her calling out SP on her bullshit.
And I can attest, I have seen that video now. And that's when I kind of started being a little bit leery and not just believing everything. I was still around, but I was like, okay, that's a one-off. People have bad days. I was not excusing it because I was like, what in the world? But someone did send that video to me. They screen recorded because it was on Beautifully Talented's page, and I seen that. And this was probably, I don't know, maybe a year ago. No, maybe 6-7 months ago. But that's when I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's when I was done.
Then
I was
started
completely done.
hearing other things.
This is crazy. This is, I just, for somebody that we stood 10 toes down with and never said anything bad about her, this is the thanks that we get. this is, she sold us out so she wouldn't be involved in the lawsuit, which I knew was bogus anyways. This is
That's
crazy.
disgusting, though, homie. It pisses me off that people be playing that bullshit because I'm sorry. I don't care who you're friends with. I don't give a shit how bad you dislike the person. You don't sell off their information to people and sit up in their face and smile like you ain't done shit. If you do it, own it. Don't
Yeah.
pretend to be fake about it. Like that's just bogus to me. And you sit here to the people that were loyal to you the most and do them like that, you're disgusting.
Yeah, it's like a slap in the face. She is trifling.
It is. This
Straight
is
disgusting to the people that sat here and backed you on your bullshit. These people had you when nobody else had you.
Yep.
When everything else around you was crumbling, these are the people that had you and allowed you in their boxes, and they had a friendship with you, or so they thought they did.
And just to update everybody who's in here now, just remember, just in the year of 2024, this is what we have so far, real proof receipts, over $20,000 in Cash App, PayPal, Venmo.
And for you to do that to people, Mr. Homie and Mrs. Homie ain't bothered nobody. Neither does KK. They do their own streams. They go live. Mr. Homie does his thing with his awareness. Mrs. Homie is on it too. It's bullshit that you continue to slap people in the face that had you the most. What are you going to do, SP, when everybody else leaves you? Not a damn thing, and be trifling, right?
yeah. And from what KK was saying, she's over on YouTube trying to manipulate a new set of people.
It doesn't surprise me.
You're right.
Doesn't surprise me at this point, because never did I know that she did all this scamming. Because if you remember, everybody was trying to tag me in videos and tell me about it, and I never knew about any of the scamming stuff because I wasn't around then. I didn't associate with her like that. And for you to even sit and do this kind of stuff to these people when they've done nothing but be good to you and be there for you, it's nasty as shit. I don't care how bad. I don't care how bad you feel like somebody did you.
I know KK has a roundabout number of, the monies, but there's a lot of stuff that happened on the back end too, of her lying about DV situations, helping people,
Yes.
keeping it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I actually heard her on her live. This was a while ago, maybe like, I don't know, 4 months ago or so, begging for money for medication.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was recently, and I do have those videos because it got to a point to where I was like, you know what? I think I need to start recording. So you know what? Yeah, I recorded her for my safety, for my sanity, because once again, I've seen what she does. I've seen how she does people. So I needed to make sure I was protected. I didn't post any of these. They were just for me. But she absolutely did. And here's the kicker. When she went on live and she was saying that she needed money for this, she received over $1,000 within like a 2-day span for the same exact thing. She pretty much copy and pasted the same message to different people in her community she knew she could get money from, and they sent it. And even after she got like what she needed, she was still taking money from other people that just went through cancer treatments, people that were on fixed incomes. Oh, my last $10, I have $5 in my Cash App I can send you. It did not matter to her. If you had it, she would take it.
Yep, and look what you
Disgusting
did
to
to
me.
Nikki. All that shit
And
that
not to
happened.
mention, but all the people you've hurt. You've hurt the people that actually gave a shit about you. Because people were bashing you for months. And these people still stood with you Because guess what? They didn't have a clue. They were blindsided by your bullshit.
Oh, and so I've seen a couple people ask. So yes, her daughter absolutely was in a car accident. That was real, 100%. I've seen the accident report. I do have to say, I don't know what she said about like the rehab facility for physical therapy was true, because she got popped just like 3 weeks later for car accident. Yes, I have proof. I've looked up the arrest records. I have proof of it. And so I don't know about the long-term physical therapy place that she said that she had to go to, and that's why she turned her subs on and all that stuff to help her daughter. No, her daughter, unfortunately, she is also an addict.
This is wild. I didn't expect that she would end up doing what she did, especially running to Dax Brooks Emery, or I am Emery, and then reaching out to the victims of Dax Emery and to scare them away. That's crazy work, because when we backed away from Dax Emery, there was other reasons why we backed away. Some other people wanted to bring the awareness on him, so we took a step back. And that's why one of the reasons we backed away, when somebody says you're not doing it the right way or whatever, how they thought of it, I was like, okay, then you guys do it. I told those individuals, okay, since you think that we're not approaching this the right way, you take over it. So, for her to turn around and do what she did, and I think that she got paid. I think that Dax Emery paid her to give up information.
Oh, I'm sure he did. And if you look at all the stuff lately that has been crumbling, whose name is in it?
SP.
Yep.
Who was involved in it? Who was nearby?
SP.
Who was the connection
SP.
link? Yep.
Well, because something I've noticed she does is she will have separate chats, and she will pit people against one another without them even knowing. And she's created this community to where these people just believe her. So they don't even reach out to the other people.
And remember, KK, when I messaged you about a certain account?
Yes.
I do believe, because she just tried to come up and tease live tonight.
Well, there you go.
James, she ended up getting picked up on that. And then everything spiraled, and then she got kicked out where she was at. And then last I knew, she was on the road going somewhere. Big happy. SP2, turned out to be an entire scammer. Bringing awareness to scammers, but scamming on the side herself.
Yeah, and doesn't Nikki have a case against her, KK? I know Chris Truth Teller
yes.
has a lot of info on that side of it.
And honestly, and people can knock me for saying this, I don't care. I truly do hope that Nikki does get to see some justice, because regardless of how anybody or how she felt about her, there was a court order in place, and she violated that court order several times. And even when people would message me and ask me questions about it, I was like, look, I don't know if I'd be considered a third party. I don't want to talk about it. There's a court order in place. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching it, because she said, I just put myself in Nikki's shoes. I wouldn't want somebody to be talking about my children that way, because if in fact something did happen, not just with her, just with any child, period, I don't think I would want that blasted on the internet over and over and over again, because the internet is forever.
Yeah.
She's going to have to deal with that when she gets older. And I pray and hope that they can, get some peace and justice from it.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch her, the way and it was just little things I would see here and there, but it wasn't ever like this bad when I was hanging out over there. But like the way okay, first it was like Jess and Trey, like hard, like stalking type, like only focused on them. And it was Mufasa. And it was her giving out information about where he worked and talking about his kids. And it was the young couple there, Brandon,
Brady and Rose.
yes, and Nikki with the fire guy. I forget his name, Chris, whatever, Mosteller. Yes,
Camp Talk Chris.
yes, and I mean Tara for a while, and may she rest in peace. She was a beautiful girl. Even people have said that they think that she's one of the people that pushed her too far. You know, I don't know if anyone in here knows or remembers that, but she passed, and it was a lot of it was mental, due to some mental stuff, and she rode her hard too, real bad.
And there, I'm gonna dig deep. I'm gonna dig so deep that she's gonna regret that she ever sold me and Mrs. Homie out. She's gonna regret now that we found out that she sold me and Mrs. Homie out for some dollars. Mark my words, I am a man of my word. And when I say something, I follow through with what I say. And I am. I'm gonna dig up every skeleton in her closet, and she ain't gonna know what to do because she knows how we do things, and she's about to find out real quick that I'm not playing with her.
Let me say something. 954, if you had something to do with this shit, you're asked too. And Lady Day, I better not find out.
It sucks that
Tell you what,
Miss
these
Homie-
shady motherfuckers these days. Look, I don't even give a fuck what kind of shit you got against homie. I don't care what you got against any fucking body. Selling their information to make a fucking dollar, you are trash. Straight up trash.
and I bet
And
you it
whoever
wasn't
the fuck
even a
sits
lot.
with SP, you're fucking trash. Okay?
Yep.
You're trash.
If anybody that is in here follows her, sits with her, is her mod, please unfollow me.
You condone this bullshit. You
And
don't
look,
think
and
if
if
one of my
any-
mods was doing that shit, I wouldn't call them to the forefront? You dang right. I would be speaking loud and clear.
And I do want to clarify, if anybody is too scared to speak up in here, or if anybody had given her money on the back end in 2024, and you would like to share those screenshots with me, I promise you on everything, you will remain 100% anonymous. I have a burner email you can send screenshots to. You are more than welcome to make a burner email and send them to me as well. If you have questions and you want to see proof of stuff, please feel free to also message me. If I can provide proof of anything that was said tonight, or just any questions you have, I absolutely will. I do also have it's like a 2.5 hour live on my YouTube that I did that one night, showing screenshots and proof of everything that I was saying, of pretty much everything I was saying. And at that time, I only knew about $10,000, and that was between just a handful of people. But now it's, like I said, it's over $20,000 in just the year of 2024. So if you're one of those people who sent her even $5, it still matters. Everything adds up. So if you want to share that proof with me, please reach out to me. My YouTube is the same name as here. It's also linked in my bio.
And and I'm not even fazed by this. It's got me upset, but being phased, I'm not, because you know what? SP is in for a roller coaster ride of her life. She's about to find out. She knows how deep we go and find things and gather information. So she knows that I am going to dig so deep to get all the info that I need that it's going to be a wrap for her. It's going to be a wrap for her because I am not going to stand idle while somebody sells me and Mrs. Homie out for some money to avoid being in a lawsuit to, just to save her own ASS.
Yeah. And Mrs.
Yeah,
Homie,
that's right.
I love you, and I'm so sorry that. Oh, I'm sorry, Dora. Just to Mrs. Homie, I love you so much, and I'm sorry that this has happened. I really hope you don't let it stress you. I'm here always. I'm sorry that you can't say to her what should be said to her because of this stipulations on this app, but it's not okay for what she did to you and you not to be able to at least speak your mind.
Oh, she's in
Yeah.
here? Grab a fucking box.
Either her or because there are troll accounts going around under her name, commenting things and just trying to stir up trouble. So I do want to give her that. There is somebody who is trying to cause issues and lie and be just crazy. So just keep that in mind. I don't know if that's her. I couldn't click on it fast enough, but I did see her come in and out twice. So, I mean, she was probably in here blocking everybody, or she was recording from the outside and accidentally clicked in. She won't ever box up. She runs. That's what she does.
Well, if she's watching,
she definitely watches.
if Mrs. Homie, you're gonna get bananaed on your messages. Watch. Okay, Mrs. Homie.
Mr. Homie, just agree and say okay.
I know. I that's what I was. So, SP, if you're listening or watching, which I know you are, be prepared. Be prepared for what's to come. You sold us out. You sold me and Mrs. Homie out, all for $1, all so you wouldn't be in a lawsuit. That's dirty. That is dirty to do. You're gonna find out, and I don't care how much information you put out, but mark my words, I'm gonna grab everything that I can, and I'm gonna put it out there. You know how we roll, you know how we stroll, and your time has come. I'm not gonna stand idle, and you better be prepared, SP, because you sold us out for some dollars, and
Don't call no one a snitch.
that's crazy. Mrs. Homie, they're about to ding us on this one.
Yeah, you're a sellout.
She is. She is a sellout, and
For a couple dollars because you're broke and everything you ever said was a fucking lie. Portraying this fabulous life with this rich hubby. Yeah, right. You're dirty.
yeah, you're right. You're right, Ryan Ray. I don't get it. I don't get it. We stood with our 10 toes down and we didn't do anything wrong to her. And this is the things we get. We get paid with a FU, and you know what? We're going to sell you out for some dollars because I thought she was, this bad ASS person, according to her every time. But that was all a lie. And I'm disgusted by what she's done.
Well, and I can confirm that several times she did reach out to people saying that she needed money to help a DV victim when in fact there was no DV victims. Nancy is one of the first ones that spoke up about it, and at first I'll be honest, I didn't believe her. But then when several other people reached out that had no idea who Nancy was and told me the same exact thing with receipts, I believe her. I believe everything she said. I believe her when she said, hey, I need this for DV, but send it under, lunch or Dollar General or Dollar Tree. She did things because, of course, Nancy's like, oh, I sent this for DV. She has receipts showing, no, she sent that for lunch. No, she sent that for this. Like, she literally sent her $800 for a phone. And she threw her under the bus so fast. It's really sad.
I am disappointed. I am beyond disappointed at this point because I didn't think that she would be a sellout like that. I didn't think that she would sell me. I don't care if she was to sell me out, but to try to sell Mrs. Homie out, that's a whole nother ball game. And that's why I am disappointed, and I'm disgusted at the length that she went to offer a few dollars, all to avoid being in a lawsuit that was thrown out anyways. It was dismissed, and Big Happy. Everything was a facade. Thank you, Kool-Aid Mustache. She went low, and we never spoke bad about her. Never. We never talked bad about her, but her day's coming now because you know what? I'm not going to stand idle while she sold us out, and she's going to find out, and I don't care what she does. As far as I'm concerned, I'll find out where she's at.
And one thing is for sure, after Mr. and Mrs. Homie are done with you, I don't know when, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be a year from now, but karma is going to get all up in that ass.
I'm going to work on making sure that, because she was pulling the whole DV scam, regarding DV victims.
Yep.
I'm going to work on seeing her get locked up and put on the news. So, SP, if you're listening, mark my words, I am going to work on making sure that you end up on the news, on the newspaper, whatever it takes. Because what you've done by selling this out, now I'm going to show you what it is. Now your time has come. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on making sure that you end up on the news for pulling a DV victim, for being pulling that scam that you did.
And there's a whole lot of people standing with you who will help you.
Thank you. And I want to thank everybody that supports us in bringing awareness in what we do. We have an amazing and beautiful community. And I do call it a community because, we have very, very amazing people. And I always give a big thanks to all of the community because, thank you, little man. Because at the end of the day, these platforms were built by a community. And if it wasn't for the community, if it wasn't for everybody that joins us and supports us, this platform would not exist. Any of our platforms would not exist. And that's truth and facts. So I tip my hat off. I give a round of applause to the community because you are amazing, beautiful people. And I'm very disappointed in what's developed. Yeah, Little Man's been here since day one.
And I will have to say, I will forever be grateful to her for introducing me into the community, because she's one of the first people I had started watching that was doing awareness. And Tara, bless her soul, she's the reason why I met SP in the first place. So honestly, if you really want to think about it, I owe meeting all of this incredible, amazing community to Tara. And I'm so grateful. I really am grateful for that.
and I'm grateful for the community that we gained off of it, from SP. Because we gained a lot of amazing people. When we first started, we had like 20, 25 people. And I always tell the story over and over because it'll take me back to when we only had that many people in the live stream. And to me, 20, 25 people was a big accomplishment. For somebody that started out in awareness and had 20, 25, I was excited. I was all like, Little Man was around, Dollar Diva was around. There was a lot of people that are still here to this day that stuck it out with us. Forever Me says I was one of them. There was a lot of people that have been here since day one. And look at us now. We're on a backup account and we have almost 600 people in here. Our main account, we could have at any given moment 600 to 1,000 people. It's a community. And I am happy to be the voice behind the platform, but the platform belongs to the community. A lot of people are like, you can't get rid of me. Thank you, Big Happy. And I am, SP's road to the, you know what? A lot of friendships were broken. A lot of communities were broken up. A lot of friendships were broken because of SP, because of what she was doing, what she did. And, you know what? One of these days, some friendships will be mended. Some friendships will get back to, even if they broke up, they could get mended. And, we will never conduct ourselves over here the way SP was conducting herself. You will never hear about the Mexican homie being on the back end asking people for money, because I will never conduct myself in that form of fashion, because I go to work for my money. So
and our community has their own voices, their own minds. We are not a cult. We love our people no matter where they go, no matter where they sit.
You're right, Mrs. Homie. And I always tell people, if you need somewhere to go and talk about certain situations, we're here. We're here. This platform is available for anybody to use, and we love the entire community. If we need to open up boxes and people want to talk about certain things, it doesn't necessarily have to be about awareness. I don't mind opening up the platform to everybody, because the platform belongs to the community. And I've said that many times, and I'll continue to keep it that way.
Where KK came from. She's loyal to us. We love her.
Yeah, Mrs. Homie loves KK. We love KK. The community loves KK. Ryan Ray, Dora. If Ryan Ray ever messaged me and said, Mr. Homie, could we open up the platform to talk about such and such person? Let's do it. Let's schedule a day. Let's open up the platform. If Dora ever wanted to do that, all right, Dora, let's go ahead and open up the platform. It's the same with KK. Parrish, we'll keep you in our prayers, and hopefully you'll be.
That's why I got a lot of respect for y'all, and like I said, I love this community, and I love the community of people in it. If it wasn't for the community, it wouldn't be possible to spread awareness and make people aware of situations. And with that, we like I said, I got y'all. I'm trying to be professional here, Mr. Homie.
Oh, I get it, Dora. I've always, I like to have an open ear. I like to, it's not always about awareness. Sometimes we'll talk about other things.
Absolutely.
And, we've had like mental health awareness several times. We've talked about DV awareness. We've opened up the platform to a lot of different topics and discussions. And I'm always open to doing those type of things. And we want to make sure everybody feels welcomed. That's why we keep it public. It's just,
It's nice because like Dora will do her thing with Scammy Claus, and then I know Chris Truth Tellers covers her a lot with Nikki, and KK covers a lot of people. When she goes live, she does her own thing, and then we kind of like, you know, I go live with Cass a lot, and then we kind of all meet here when you go live, you know. So it's nice. Plus, I mean, the chat is amazing. Your mods are amazing. I've always loved it here. You're the respect, the no body shaming, the no hurting or being hateful to people. Like that's right up my alley.
And hateful
Yeah.
tonight, girl. Listen.
Well, some people, they deserve to be, you know, read and told what they are. And I don't even consider what we said hateful because we're just telling the honest truth.
yeah,
Already know, Ryan. I'm like, ooh.
yeah, and that's the one thing we won't sit here and do is body shame people. We don't like to talk about little ones, and when I say little ones, we talk about people's children. I don't like to that, and I've never liked to do that, and that's one of the reasons we went ahead and stepped away, you know, from SP is, you know, all the talking of other people's little ones, and I was all like, you know what, this is unacceptable behavior, and that's how we felt. We walked away because enough was enough, and we're all like, you know what, it didn't get better with SP, it got worse. Every single day, it got worse and worse. And she was talking about little ones and I was all like, yeah, no, this is not cool. And we stepped away. And then, go ahead, KK.
I was just going to say, so there's a difference between if you see something, say something, and just like ragging on the same thing over and over and over again. Because I am a firm believer in if you see something, say something, contact local authorities, whatever. Because when it comes to kids and their safety, I absolutely will go real life. You know, I will contact the proper authorities because those babies can't, you know, stick up for themselves. But if you set on and you talk about it and you rag about it all the time over and over and over again, you're just putting them in danger. Like, contact the authorities. Don't just talk about it. Do something.
Right. You could incite violence into somebody else who could take it to another level, you know, when you're giving out addresses and talking about people's kids.
And that's why we still to this day, we're not going to talk about little ones. You know, if we're concerned about the safety of a child or little one, then people take the proper steps, you know, to try to help out and make sure that the little one is okay. But, you know, putting out certain things and all this craziness that she was doing, I was all like, no, enough is enough. And we walked away, and then we never even went back to her live streams. You know, me and Mrs. Homie stood out of her live streams. We just kept doing our thing on our side, doing awareness, and we gained a lot of amazing people from SP because even a lot of people got tired of what she was doing. So then I said, okay, you know, I was all like, enough is enough. So we pulled away, and then to come to find all this stuff out, I was all like, you know what? No, unacceptable, not going to happen. And that's why I am so disappointed. But her day is going to come. When we get our main account back, by the time we get our main account back in about a week, I submitted an appeal. But I'll find out where she's at. I'll find out exactly where she's at, and I'm going to put out as much information as possible on her. And she's gonna find out exactly how this is about to go down. We got hit on the main account.
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, people like her give awareness community a bad name. She did. And then when we found out about all this money on the back end, that was worse. That was crazy. I just, wow. 20,000 and counting. Oh my goodness.
And I just want to clarify once again that I had no idea, and I don't think any of us mods for that, you know, and I am speaking for everybody. I don't think any of us mods knew she was getting that amount of money behind the scenes, because I know several of us mods helped her out financially. I did in 2023, and then things got tight for me, and I was saving to move and all that stuff. But I sent her a lot of gifts in 2024. And subwaves and things like that. So, like, and I keep telling people, had I known she was getting this money, like, on the back end, I wouldn't have been sending her my money.
The amount of gifts that she got and subs and all that, why needing money on the back end, that's crazy work, because what, people would get paid every
And she had no bills.
Yeah.
She had no bills except for maybe a phone bill. No bills. And her doctor's visits, if she was, I don't want to say if she was actually going, but her doctor's visits and her phone bill, and that's about it. That's it.
Yeah, and so she was making money, all this money off of gifts, because she was getting gifted every time she went live. And it wasn't just a few gifts. People were giving her a lot of gifts on every live stream, the subs and everything else. You know, all the subscribers. Yeah, Big Happy. There was a lot going on there, and to be getting money on the back end while the whole time you're trying to expose scammers and beggars and all this just to cover up your tracks, that's not even cool. Just to cover her tracks, she's out there trying to bring awareness, and man, I'm just disgusted and disappointed. I am. Yeah, Big Happy, this has turned into, I think just finding out tonight that she sold us out for money, because I know she got paid by Dax Emery. I know it in my heart that she got paid by Dax Emery to sell us out. And I don't know, Bubbles GG, she was somebody on TikTok. Yeah, you subscribed to her BS. She wasn't lying. So I don't know who else she's. When KK said maybe she sold us out to go to the local, I believe she sold us out to go to the local too, because there was a $500 reward from go to the local to give up information. So I believe in my heart that she sold us out. She's on YouTube now, Bubbles GG.
Yeah,
so,
she still has her accounts, but she's like never on them that I can see. And they're all private. She went private after my live.
Yeah, how can
and if someone commented to me, I'm saying this for TikTok. I'm in an Uber. So if you asked me something or commented to me, I probably didn't see it. So please message me, because I'm still in my Uber.
People have been saying that you suck and you need to go somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. They've been saying you're great. They've been saying you're great and good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I love
I feel bad. I don't want to miss a question if someone asks a question.
Yeah, love paranormal. You're right. Hippie Harley, SP. They could all go and share us out together because um, it's about to go down. And she is not. I don't care if she likes what's about to come her way because at this point she sold me and Mrs. Homie out. So I don't care what's going to come her way right now.
You better not care.
Yeah, yeah.
Diva asked if she has another YouTube besides the ISYB, whatever it is.
Oh, yes. So, yes, she does have another YouTube. One other one that I'm aware of, it's called Operation Step, which Operation S period T period E period P period. So that is her other YouTube channel, Operation Step. But she also has on TikTok, she has Beautiful Broken Warrior, Cherry Blossom Special 007, Right One Wrong Day, and that's her super secret one. So surprise, I just gave it out. And then Phoenix _ Rising 007 that she was recently gifting Smashly on, someone that she talked trash about so much. And then Southern _ Pride 007. Oh yeah, All Gas No Brakes. Wait, no, I think she changed the name on All Gas No Brakes to Operation Step.
KK, doesn't she have a Phoenix account on TikTok?
Yes, Phoenix _ Rising 007. That's the one she was gifting Smashly on.
Okay, because I remember seeing that. Oh, Mrs. Omi said that she also has on TikTok. On TikTok, a male account named Richard. I don't know what.
Yes, it's Richard, and it has a cartoon picture of a Richard, I believe.
Okay.
If you get my drift.
Yeah. Okay, I know. Okay.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This is, and this is a rabbit hole because you know how far back I'm going to take this. Yeah, Big Happy Cherry Blossom Special. Yeah. You know how far back I'm going to go and try to gather receipts, and you know how I dig and I dig and I dig to. If I'm looking into something, I'm going to try to, because they talked about a lot about that money way back in the day. I don't remember how much. Mark my words. I'm gonna do everything I can to try to get receipts on that money as well.
And I looked for that. I truly did. Mercy May, she's been around for a long time. And she sent me a whole bunch of old unlisted YouTubes. I really did try. I tried and tried and tried. But maybe, you do have a bigger platform. You do reach more people. So maybe somebody else actually has black and white receipts. Because I've heard so many different amounts that I don't know what is what. Like, first it was so a story that I've heard consistently is it was $5,000 and then someone was going to match $5,000. So they were saying $10,000, but then I've heard $25,000, $100,000. The amounts have changed so many times. It's just, it's hard. It was hard to even talk about that or even look up any information on that just because a lot of it's been scrubbed.
Yeah, and you're right. Roses are my thing. I'm going to do such a thorough deep dive. I'm going to leave no stone unturned. I'm going to reach out to people. Mark my words when I say I am going to do super deep. Yeah, she's going to regret that she sold us out.
Yeah, regardless, it was thousands and thousands of dollars and probably even, more because like I said, there was a lot going on in the back end too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Mercy May, I'll provide you with the email address if you want to share anything. Okay, Gamecock Gal. Gamecock Gal, you have my email address. We're now this has to be done. I'm gonna do my research on my end too, because I know a lot of people have KK with everything that she's got. Mercy May says she's looked into things, and but I'm also gonna do my part on my end, and yeah, Mercy May, I'm more than happy. We're gonna do this as a community. Yeah, and I don't want nobody to be scared. I don't want nobody, if SP sold me and Mrs. Homie out, that could have been one of her worst mistakes. I want the community to know that you are okay. Don't worry about SP. If you start getting, if anybody gets a message from SP or anything like that, let us know. And as it is, I'm already mad. I'm so mad right now. Like I can feel my blood boiling. And me and Mrs. Homie will be all right, because I've always said, let somebody come knock on my door. What does she do now? She sold me and Mrs. Homie out for some money, for some dollars, giving up information. That's what SP did. We never talked bad about her. We never talked bad about her. But when we found out tonight that she sold us out to Dax Emery to not be involved in that way Dax Emery wouldn't sue her. That way, she was having her and her hubby were having troubles with the IRS for back taxes or whatever the case might be. It's okay, Hazel. I am, like I said, I'm not worried at all. On my end,
We just have a big heart. That's our problem.
yeah, we have a big heart, and it's not going to change.
We let them fuck up so we could see it before we walk away.
And like I said, I know, I get it. People are like, we warned you. Oh, okay. But there's a price to pay on SP's part, because I'm not worried. I can sleep at night. I'm sorry to hear that, Daisy. I'm not gonna change of how big of a heart me and Mrs. Homie have. And that's not going to change. I'm not going to lose sleep over this. But you know what I am going to do is I'm about to teach SP a lesson, that I will find her. I will find where she's at, and I'm going to pull out every skeleton she has. That I give everybody my word. Yeah, she did hurt. She hurt a lot of people, Hazel, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, Hazel's one of them too.
What was that, Ryan?
Hazel's one of them too. She used to be a mod for her.
Oh, she used to be a moderator for her.
Yeah.
Okay, Hazel. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably shocked to hear what's going on. A lot of people are like, "Oh, they finally came to their senses." When we just found out that she sold us out for money. Okay, no, the gloves are off. Well, the gloves are off, and she knows how we conduct ourselves and how we do our research. So I'm going to find every skeleton I can, and that's truth and facts. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to keep my word, and that's what's about to happen.
Yep. And she does have my address because I ordered my granddaughter's elves from her like 3 years ago. But she's the last person I'm worried about. I'll invite her in for a nice cup of hot tea.
And I've always been the one to say, I want you, anybody that wants to show up, what did Hazel say? I hope you do succeed. So many have tried. I'm not going to try. I want to see her on a news station, just like Slot was on a news station. I want to see her on the front of a newspaper, and I'm gonna work on that. And but when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So that's what that's my goal, to especially using the DV victim situation and collecting on that.
But you hurt my community, bitch.
And
It's on.
and Mrs. Homie said, SP, you hurt the community, and now you're about to find out. This is what we call the you effed around, and you're about to be in the find out stage.
And if 954 was smart, she would get in touch with her let's say inner good person. I don't know how far she has to go down to dig for that, and come clean, take accountability, and put her on blast, because I don't know anybody that would want to be affiliated with her.
Yep. And like I said, her day's about to come, and I don't know. My goal is to see her on the news wearing those shiny bracelets again. And now, this is what's about to happen. And you don't mess with our community. You don't mess with Mrs. Homie. I could take every punch, I could take every blow that is thrown my way, but you mess with the community, you mess with Mrs. Homie, you mess with KK, Dora, anybody in the community. Gloves are off. My gloves. Yeah, Big Happy. My gloves are off, and that's how it's going to stay. Mama Clark, please don't be scared. Please do not be scared. I will go to bat for anybody. And Little Man's here. Yeah, she sold us out to money to Dax Emery because Dax Emery tried to file the lawsuit on the Mexican Homie account and 3 other individuals. And then she ended up reaching out to Josh, Dax Emery's best friend, to work out a deal so she wouldn't be named in the lawsuit. So she sold us out, and in my heart, she got paid for that. She got paid for that. There was no way she was not going to walk away with not getting paid for giving up our information to Dax Emery. And at that lawsuit got dismissed. That lawsuit got dismissed. And then to top it off, she was giving Dax Emery the victim's information that would come and join our live streams. Yeah, Michelle, she was.
Yeah, Hazel knows she'll do anything for $1.
Yeah, so even giving up victims' information, that makes it even more and more worse, because these victims were scared of Dax Emery, who is she was somebody on TikTok. He was giving up victims' information. You know how low that is, and scaring them away. She was scaring the victims away. That way they wouldn't come forward. She used to be a moderator for us. We stood 10 toes down with her. But don't be scared of her. No, because
She has no power.
Yeah, don't at all. You have nothing to be afraid of.
Absolutely. She has no power. And that's something that I quickly came to realize. Because I was terrified. I was terrified to come forward and to tell the truth about everything that I had been receiving and hearing. I was scared. Like, I'll be honest with you, because like I said, I thought that I had lost the whole community of people that I had grown to love and really care about. And it scared the crap out of me. But once I came forward and I went live and I showed the truth, and I think honestly, that's what it took for other people to see the truth, was somebody who they knew was really close with her, and show the receipts and show the facts, and do it in a way that I did, for them to see, like, oh my gosh, this is really how she is. Oh my gosh. And
I
it was
commend you
scary.
for getting over that fear, for sure. I commend
But
you.
it was worth it. It was
Yeah.
worth it. I would do it over again. 100% I would do it over again, because the amount of people who messaged me saying I gave her money, you know, a few days after a certain surgery, or I gave her a large amount of money on my birthday, or you know, I'm a single mom struggling, but she said she needed money for meds, so I sent her $20. Like, and then I just went to the food pantry for groceries instead of using that 20 at the grocery store. Like, so many stories of people who were personally affected because they wanted to help somebody that they thought cared about her, cared about them.
Yeah.
It broke my heart, and I knew that I needed to stand up and say something, for not only for myself but for them.
Yeah, and Hazel just said it too. She's very good at covering her tracks. KK was just saying that, how she would have people put the cash apps like for lunch or for coffee, or never for what it was really, never for what she was saying it was for.
And
Mr. Homie, Hazel said that she used to stay, I guess, like 15 minutes away from her. So I don't know if
and for and Gamecock Gal, I know you said you're terrified. Don't be scared. Please do not be scared. SP doesn't have a pot to you know what in, because you know she got booted even from her own hubby. She has nowhere to basically go to, and so don't be terrified. And for the ones asking, you know, how come we didn't believe, you know, people when they were bringing awareness about her? Me and Mrs. Homie have always had a big heart, and you know, the thing about us is, you know, we like to look at what's going on, and you know, everybody has their own opinion, and like I said, we stepped away for our reasons, you know, but when we found out that she sold us out for money to not even be in the lawsuit and all this craziness, and then she was, you know, trying to scare the victims and tell Dax Emery about who the victims were on our live stream, that's crazy. That's crazy work. And like I said, I'm not worried on my end, because I would dare anybody to come, even on my street. You know, I wish you the best of luck coming down my street, because my street's a dead end, and there's one way in, one way out. So come on down, knock on my door, and at that, my dogs won't even let you get to my door.
I was just going to say, won't they meet your dogs before they even have a chance to see you?
Yes, we have XL bullies in the backyard. We have bullies in the front. I want you to come on down, and you'll get met with my dogs, whether it's the front or the back, even on the side of the home.
Yeah, I've heard your dogs bark a lot of times while you're live, and I never even asked what kind they were because I already knew.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, everybody. I think that's old Mrs. Homie. Yeah, that's the old one. Now, like I said, I think we lost our main account for a week, but it's okay. Mrs. Homie said what she said, and yeah, Shelly, we have two of them that are about to go into heat, so we will be hopefully having another litter of XL bullies, and then pocket bully. So yeah, they better get right with God before they meet my dogs. My dogs, they don't let people into the yard. Even the mailman doesn't like coming and delivering mail. Get right with God before you try to come over where I'm at. It won't be pretty. But this week that we lose the main account will give me the opportunity to do what I got to do on my end. And
Who needs a main account when you got 600 on your backup?
you're right, Ryan Ray. Whether it's the backup account or the main account, that's how.
That's dedication. This is a good group, a roundabout good group of genuine, caring, dedicated people.
And for anybody asking for a recap, it's going to be on KK's YouTube. This live stream. Yeah, it will be on KK's YouTube. So here shortly, it's going to go up on KK's, and then you could get the full recap of what's gone on. And yeah, that way everybody gets an opportunity to see how we're going to get this started, and how it ends is going to end the way it's going to end. And my hope is that it ends with her shiny bracelets on the news in a newspaper. Mandy, it's the same as her name, KK Rissa 21.
Correct. And the link is also in my bio. And also anyone who missed the screenshots and everything that I showed, a little while ago, maybe a month ago now. It's been a minute. That's also on my YouTube. The live chat or the live replay of that is also available on my YouTube. I do have one in the video section and one in the live tab section. Something like telling my truth or telling my story, something like that. But it's over there as well.
Yeah. So I want to thank Ryan Ray, Dora, KK, the entire community. Like I said, Ryan Ray, Dora, KK, if there's any time where you want to utilize the platform for whatever it is, or any of our moderators, anybody, just anybody in general, if there's certain things that you want to talk about, we'll open up the platform and come on down. Yeah, working together, and that's what we do. SP's Road to the, you know what? We work as a community. We work together, and you get a lot further when we work together. And that's how we like to do it. So the platform is always available to anybody. And SP, it's about to go down in Tinseltown. We're going to get down like Charlie Brown. You messed with the wrong ones, and you're about to find out. Thank you, Ryan Ray. Thank you, Dora. Thank you, KK. I hope you all have a blessed evening. Ryan Ray, get better.
I will. Thank you, Mr. Homie and Mrs. Homie. Giving you virtual hugs. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me. Bye, KK. Bye, Dora. Bye, everybody in the chat.
You have a blessed evening, Ryan Ray.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank KK and Dora as well. Greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a blessed evening. Dora, be careful on these crazy TikTok streets. KK, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are amazing.
And thank you for doing this. Go ahead.
You're welcome. No, Mrs. Homie says she's going to go stir up trouble somewhere. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I'm going to come find you and stir up trouble with you. I mean, I'm going to come find you and make sure you don't get in trouble.
I know. Thank you, KK.
Thank you. And if anyone has questions or anything that I didn't answer, once again, screenshots, whatever, please message me. My DMs are open.
Thank you, KK. Have a blessed evening. Dora, are you there? Oh, no, Dora's gone. Okay, cool. All right. Everybody have a blessed evening. Have a good night. Thank you for supporting us and bringing awareness. Oh, okay, Dora, I've seen you drop out. Okay, you have a blessed evening, Dora. You too, Snap, everybody. Thank you. Hey, Don, welcome in. everybody have a good evening, have a good night, and have a good night, everybody. We'll see everybody on these crazy TikTok streets. Thank you so much.